In a quiet valley surrounded by tall mountains, there was a village known for two things: beautiful sunsets and people who avoided anything difficult. They believed obstacles were curses, signs that fate was against them, but fate was about to prove them wrong through one single mountain. This is the story of how a village learned that the hardest problems often hide the greatest gifts. One morning, the villagers woke up to a strange sight. During the night, a massive landslide had spilled down the eastern ridge and left behind a mountain of stone blocking their only road out. No carts could pass, no traders could enter. No one could travel to the next town. People gathered, complaining loudly. "This is impossible. Who will fix this? Where is the council? They should handle this." But no one touched a single rock. They just waited and waited, hoping someone else would solve their problem. Among them was a young man named Thomas, a quiet carpenter with calloused hands and a mind that never stopped turning. Thomas had never been the strongest or the richest. He didn't have influence, power, or status. But he had something far rarer. He believed in doing what others avoided. While the villagers argued about who to blame, Thomas walked forward and touched one of the stones. He whispered, almost to himself, "If the mountain is here, there must be a reason." The villagers laughed. "What reason? It's just bad luck. You'll never move that thing." Thomas didn't argue. He simply placed his tools on the ground and began. First, Thomas didn't try to move the entire mountain. He picked up only one stone, then another, and another. Small, manageable pieces. While he worked, elders shook their heads. Parents dragged their children away, saying, "Don't waste your time watching. This problem is too big." But Thomas kept going. One stone at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time, and something unexpected happened. On the third day, a little girl named Lena walked up to Thomas. She looked no older than 10. "Thomas, can I help?" He smiled, not because he expected her help to make a difference, but because he knew courage must be encouraged when it appears. Together, they moved stones, small ones, pebbles even. But they worked, side by side. Her parents came to pull her away, but Thomas said, "Let her stay. Let her see what happens when someone refuses to wait for rescuers." The parents hesitated and let her stay. By the end of the week, part of the road was visible again. Not because of strength, not because of money, but because of consistent effort. Now more villagers began to watch with curiosity instead of judgment. One old farmer stepped forward. "I suppose I can lift a stone or two." Then a blacksmith, then a teacher, then a merchant. Within 10 days, dozens were helping. Within 20, the mountain was half its size. Within 30, the road was open again. The village celebrated, but there was one question buzzing among them all. Why did Thomas start working when no one else would? As the final rocks were being moved aside, Lena noticed something glimmering beneath the dirt. It wasn't gold. It wasn't treasure. It wasn't a reward from a king. It was a hidden freshwater spring, pure, cold, and abundant, released when the landslide shifted the mountain. The village had suffered water shortages for years, but now, a river flowed directly into their farmland. The obstacle was actually the answer to a problem they had lived with for decades. Their complaining had blinded them. Thomas's action had revealed the blessing. The council gathered the villagers for a meeting. The eldest member asked Thomas, "What made you move the mountain?" Thomas looked at the valley, at the spring, at the villagers who now understood, because every obstacle has a door behind it. But the door only opens for the person willing to touch the wall. Silence fell over the crowd. In that moment, the villagers understood something powerful. Obstacles aren't punishments. Obstacles are teachers, opportunities disguised as problems. Most people run from them. A few people face them, and those few discover what everyone else never sees. The mountain was never the enemy. The obstacle wasn't blocking their path. It was the path. And so it is with your life. The challenge in front of you, the job you fear, the project you avoid, the conversation you're delaying, the burden you carry, it might be hiding something extraordinary, a skill, a chance, a relationship, a breakthrough. But you only discover it when you start moving the first stone. While others complain, you can be the one who creates opportunities. One stone, one step, 1 day at a time. This is the mountain in the road, a reminder that your greatest growth often hides behind the work everyone else refuses to do. Thanks for listening, and remember, every obstacle is a door, if you're willing to walk toward it.